Kyle, how good are you with like Roman mythology and stuff?
So actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I noticed I'm like
Hmm.
Mithraics. That sounds familiar, and I'm like, yes, the Mithras cult in ancient Roman times. I'm like, okay, so I actually started reading up on it because I'm like, well, if they're Mithraics and they're praising Sol, I'm like, this sounds like that. So I like did like more research on that, right? And
Hmm.
and just like it's interesting because I don't know if this was a conscious move with the creative team, but there's very little evidence to support any overarching beliefs of the Mithras cult because there's no written evidence.
Yeah.
The only evidence they have is very specific, what I would call set pieces. Right, there are three events in the myth of Mithras that are common throughout all the temples that are scattered throughout Italy and some of
Yes.
Southern Europe. Right,
Hmm.
which is like one is like dining with the sun or something like
Yeah.
that. The other one is the taking of the bowl,
Hmm.
kind of, and then there's a third one that's escaping my memory.
They're
But
very
but
like
yeah,
Knights of Templar kind of beliefs, kind of thing, right? Yeah.
yes, yeah, very Byzantine
Yes.
esque.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See, John, I told you it was based off of something real. I thought it was.
No, I had read that as well after the season was over. I hadn't. Greek and Roman mythology is some of my favorite reading material when I
Yeah.
was in school, but I hadn't covered it in a long time, and so I was just reading basic articles on the series and what other people thought.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, some of this goes back to Greek
And
and Roman
And they
mythology."
have the whole Romulus thing too, right?
they do, which ties into the Roman creation myth. And
Yeah.
again, to sort of drive that point home, is Mithras was actually a cult based around the military. A lot of
Hmm.
soldiers worshipped Mithras, right? And
Mhm.
they belong to that fold. So kind of makes sense why the Mithraics are very militaristic in their religion.